Y'all already know we did a video, a stream, not too long ago about how Usopp is a descendant of Davy Jones. Now, this was before it was confirmed that Rocks is a descendant of Davy Jones, Davy D. Rocks. Now, people have been telling me, due to the last couple chapters, oh, your theory's been blown to smithereens. I'm doubling down. I believe this even further confirms that Usopp is not only a D, but a descendant of Davy Jones. One reason is somebody brought this up. They thought it was funny. But Rox is black. Blackbeard is black. Usopp is black. Maybe a lot of the descendants of Davy Jones is black. Maybe that could be the case. We also know that some of the people that were part of the Davy clan or family were Buccaneers. It's not 100% confirmed, but it seems to be that way. They look like Buccaneers, a couple of them. So with that being said, they've interbred. Or Davy Jones was actually a Buccaneer himself. I believe that they interbred. That's what I think. That means that Kuma might also be related to Usopp. He's black. Kuma might be related. Now, Kuma's not actually from God Valley. The other confirmed or almost confirmed Buccaneers were from God Valley. Kuma's dad, his father, his pop, may be from God Valley. That may be the case. So maybe Buccaneers are from God Valley. I brought up in the last stream that Kuma wasn't, so they may have spread out. But that doesn't that obviously mean they did, or at least Kuma and his father did. But they may have come from God and just moved out, spread out. Now, this what makes me really think that my theory is actually even more so true. First off, we already got two confirmed Straw Hats that are D's. Luffy and Vivi. Confirmed. 100%. We know it. Robin. Not confirmed, but highly likely. Zoro. His family were allies of Joy Boy. So he's not confirmed to be a D, but he probably is as well. What's up with all this? Brooke, his favorite song, he always singing Banks Sake. Banks is almost, it hasn't been confirmed, but he's suspect. We think he's part of Joy Boy's crew, or at least had some type of dealings with him to some degree. And he must have been a D. All these people that happen to be tied to Joy Boy's D's, come on, man, stop it. That means I'm thinking every Straw Hat, just in some way, they might not have a D in their name, but they're related to a D at some point in their background. Okay? Now check this out. Usopp was inspired by giants. Who's to say that Davy Jones wasn't the same way? Remember I said that Davy Jones probably the precursor of Usopp and acted very similar? What if Davy Jones was a fan of the Giants and he bred with the Giants, and that's how you got Buccaneers? Could have been that. Or his descendants did, one of the two, but it makes sense. But then also, if that's the case, and Usopp is a descendant of Davy Jones, that means that even though he wanted to be like a giant, he is part giant. But we never knew. Very poetic, right? This stuff just all starts to come together. All starting to come together. So Usopp wanted to be like a giant, and turns out he's part giant. Now tell me that doesn't make sense. Now, Usopp is not from God Valley, but his forefathers may be. Look at Kuma's hair. Look at Usopp's hair back when and look at his hair now. Actually, he just got in a ponytail. Hair looks very similar. Look at Blackbeard's hair. Looks almost the same. They all got the same hair. Come on, man. You telling me he ain't a D? That he's not related to Davy D. Jones? It just started, everything just adds up to me. All right, so check this out. In the last chapter, Marshall D. Teach is confirmed to be a Davy D. Jones. Really, he's Davy D. Jones, Davy D. Teach. We found that out. This freaking guy is, I think he's 11 feet tall. With that being said, I don't think he's full Buccaneer. He's only half the height of what we've seen from other Buccaneers. So that to me is telling me that they bred with other species, or other races. And that's how you get Rocks and Blackbeard, and that's why they're probably part Buccaneer, not fully. And that's why they're only half the height of a Buccaneer. Usopp is even more of a mixed breed. Apparently, he's supposed to be part Tuntata, or maybe not Tuntata, but some type of dwarf. He's supposed to be like a mix of that. Now, I don't know if y'all noticed, but back in Water 7, when Luffy wanted to name the Thousand Sunny, what was the names he kept bringing up? Polar bear, octopus, squid. He kept naming random animals. Remember the Island of Strange Animals, where they just mixed animals? That's not a coincidence. That was Nika talking. Sun God Nika was talking through Luffy, doing all those animal mixes, because Joy Boy or somebody in the past, Nika or Joy Boy or both, wanted to mix races. And then Usopp just happens to be a mixed race. Come on, it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. I'm doubling down. I think it's even more likely that Usopp is from the Davy clan. Makes even more sense. Let me see if I got any comments real quick. Somebody left a comment on what's it called? The heck is this thing called? Why my brain going blank right now? Discord, but not on what you call them, on YouTube. Also, check this out. My theory for Davy Jones was, being that he's a precursor to Usopp, he's probably going to have similar situations and legends like Usopp has. Usopp was known as, or his friend was known as, Sniper King, right? So he got that legend. He's got a statue on Greenbit. They know him as Lion Nolan's descendant. He also has a statue in Skypiea in Rubber Band Land. And what do they call Usopp right now? God Usopp. God Usopp. What's the name of the island that Davy D. Zabet and Davy D. Teach are from? God Valley. Is that a coincidence or what? No, it ain't no coincidence. This is my theory. Davy Jones at one point became, he's a legendary pirate. He's a legendary pirate. Everybody knows him, or at least they know of him. And Rock said himself, legendary pirate, Davy D. Jones. I think back in the past, the same situation happened with Davy Jones, where maybe not exactly the same, but whereas people started calling him God Davy or God Jones, one of the two. God something, God Davy D. Jones. So when he moved to that island, they named it after God Davy, God Valley. That's how you got God Valley. Because if his family was there, he moved there at some point. Well, not necessarily, or one of his descendants moved there, but I'm thinking it was him himself moved there, being that it was hidden for so long. You know what I mean? Him himself went there, and then they named it after him, and that's where you get the God from. The same way Usopp is called God Usopp, he was called God Davy or God Jones or whatever, and then they named the village or their island after him. The same way that Zoro's forefathers moved to his island, they named this village after him, Shmosky Village, after their family name. So the same thing happened with Davy Jones. That's just what seems likely to me. It's all set up, all of that's intertwined. So to me, I'm doubling down on the Usopp is a descendant of Davy Jones because it makes even more sense now. It makes even more sense now. The name God Valley, and then you find out Davy D. Jones is his descendants, or either him, but I doubt it was him. But his descendants are, or some of his descendants are part giant, and Usopp wanted to be a giant. Come on now, stop it. All these legends about Davy Jones, Usopp has legends about him. Usopp's becoming a legendary pirate. Now, apparently they're saying it's because of lies. I doubt it. I don't think that Usopp is lying. I think he's just using observation hockey without knowing it. But Usopp is becoming the legendary pirate, and they're making up myths about him. Same with like the Rubber Band Land and Skypiea, and Tantata's saying that he's related to Nolan. Same thing. That's why Davy Jones is a legendary pirate. I think that while he was alive, the things he did just led up to, myths and legends and tales and stuff like that. Same thing with Buggy. And if Buggy is a child of rocks, which we starting to think, I think it's true, or he's some type of relative of rocks. That means that Buggy and Usopp, whose characters seem to be very similar, and they seem to be both on an upward trajectory, you know what I mean? That they're both actually related to Davy Jones. It makes sense to me. But anyway, go ahead and leave your comments. Wait, hold on. Usopp got to fold Dory and Brogy this arc, or he's a fraud. Watch. To be honest, that you just reminded me of something. Everybody keeps saying that Elbaf is supposed to be Usopp's arc. It is. This backstory leads to Usopp. If this is supposed to be his arc, and we get backstory on Davy Jones, Rocksteady Zebek, God Valley, and all this stuff, and if you listen to what I said, all of that can be intertwined. Obviously, it is. This is supposed to be Usopp's arc. At the beginning, all the characters were addressing Usopp. Why? Because it's supposed to be Usopp's arc, or at least a little bit of it. He's supposed to shine at some point. Luffy got mad at Usopp because Usopp didn't defeat that cat that can transform into a lion. He should have been able to do that easily. That's why Luffy was mad. So with that being said, obviously they're hinting that Usopp is going to get something in this arc. That's what this flashback is about. Some of this is actually pertaining to Usopp. Anyway, leave your comments, like the video, and subscribe because I can't eat. I'm broke, and you got the power to change that. Peace.